Good morning, Mark. Megan, I'm live on Highway 99 near Hamilton Road, where I'm on the scene of yet another deadly crash. This is the second one this week. Megan, a student was right here at the Warner Street bus stop near Legion Avenue when a man came up to them demanding for their cell phone, holding them at gunpoint. Here's what we do know. A 32-year-old man was shot multiple times here at the end of the street and was found dead on scene. I'm live outside of the Orville Dam Visitor Center, where you can see construction trucks and people just getting to work, putting on their gear. They're ready to start phase 2 of construction. Oh, but right now it's starting to drizzle, a little light sprinkle, so you're definitely going to want to grab an umbrella before you hit the road today. And speaking of roads, we're out here near River Road, and you can see some ankle-deep puddles. It's never fun to pull over on the side of the road, let's be honest, but I have a few tips to make it a little bit easier, like putting gloves on. For those ladies who have their nails done, it helps a lot. So to make this a little bit quicker, we just want to show you, put your chains up like this, make sure they're nice and snug. There's about a ½ inch on each side. Construction crews out here compacting the dirt to prepare for pouring the concrete. They hope to do that after the Christmas break. There's about 16,000 members here, so tons of people using the equipment, which draws a bit of a concern because the gym tends to be a germ hotspot. Mark, I'm live at Westgate Hardwoods. What is left of it is what we're going to show you right now. The blaze has taken out 75% of the property. And
we've been hearing from people on the street of the alleged shooter that he's known as a dangerous man, and they've called the cops on him several times before. And we're working to learn more about him ourselves and get some court documents, but we know that this is not his first run-in with the law, and this is something his neighbors almost saw coming, and they're just devastated that it wasn't prevented.
You can still see debris from the truck the gunman used to run into this gate. He then got out on foot and opened fire into these classroom windows. You can still see glass shattered into a million pieces.
Shooting up towards the kindergarten classrooms where the one was hit, the 6-year-old, and then where Johnny is.
Debbie Sanders' grandson was inside the classroom when shots rang out at the Rancho Tehama Elementary School.
It was really hard sleeping last night because it's like finally hitting me.
Sanders says Johnny is okay, and she attributes that to the faculty on campus.
So proud of the teachers and everybody there.
This happened all before school even started, but faculty locked down campus immediately, even before being notified by law enforcement.
How lucky that we all are, really, that this was so much more worse.
Her son Jesse encountered the gunman, Kevin Neal, outside of the school.
I said, hey, why don't you shoot this way instead, you know?
He tried to distract the shooter,
And then he started shooting at me.
but was grazed by a bullet.
He was protected by something. And
Neighbors who live across the street from the school are still in shock.
It's terrible. I mean, it's going to stick in everybody's mind forever.
But even after such a horrific experience, Sanders says little Johnny has one thing in mind.
he was crying because he wanted to go back to school. He loves school. It's his first year. He loves school.
And while 4 people lost their lives in this mass shooting, the assistant sheriff says this could have been even more tragic if the school hadn't locked down so quickly. In Rancho Tehama, Sara Stinson, Action News Now. 32 other homeowners are rushing to rebuild so they have a roof over their heads this winter. But it's both an emotional and physical journey.
The fire was right there, and we have lost everything.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since the Ponderosa fire has been fully contained.
I have nothing.
Emotions still running high as residents like Nancy Preston are at a loss on how to move on after losing the home she lived in for 11 years.
I had records, I had everything, but we didn't have any time to get anything. We literally got out with our lives.
Her home is now in Rebel, and it's a situation she says her insurance company doesn't seem to understand.
Asking for receipts, serial numbers, model numbers. I told them I have nothing, and I just could use a little compassion and a little bit of just understanding of what we're going through.
While Preston is having a hard time with insurance claims, she's grateful for the support of firefighters and the county. Her property was the first to be inspected by state and county hazmat teams for hazardous material.
Property's been cleared of hazardous waste, so
now Preston can safely remove the debris and begin to rebuild.
It'll be better when we don't have to look at it every day.
She is one of 19 homeowners who are taking advantage of this free service to have their properties inspected.
I've talked to quite a few residences, and I personally can't imagine what they're going through and the stress they're going through.
A feeling Preston says you can never prepare for.
I want everybody to understand that it's not just your possessions you lose, it's your peace of mind, it's your security.
And if your home burned down in either the wildfire or the Ponderosa fire, it's not too late to take advantage of this free service. I put more information about that on our website, actionnewsnow.com. Sara Stinson, Action News Now. Despite facing intense conditions over the weekend, CAL FIRE is making significant progress on the Ponderosa fire, and they're expecting to have it fully contained by this Thursday. Now that the wildfire northwest of Forbstown is 68% contained, CAL FIRE lifted all evacuation orders and warnings in the area. As crews continue to mop up hot spots, the fire sits at around 4,016 acres. 54 structures have burned, 32 of those homes. Right now, CAL FIRE crews are mopping up the area and are confident the fire will be 100% contained by this week.
We had some pretty extreme conditions out here. We had hot temperatures, winds, low humidities, and despite all that, we've been able to continue to get containment lines in and get our containment percentages up. So we definitely tested our lines. They held.
And while Lumpkin Road is now open to the public, CAL FIRE is asking residents to be cautious and drive slow, as crews will still be working in the area. Now, the Health Administration building in Oroville opened with the Red Cross this morning to help those who have lost their homes in the Ponderosa fire. The center will be open today until 2 this afternoon. Coming up in our show today, we'll have a live look at the services being provided at the center in a live report. And we've been following the case of the Oroville man accused of setting the Ponderosa fire.